Hi again, 12 minutes before 7. This is a live look from Tel Aviv, Israel this morning, where a crowd of reporters is waiting for the President of the United States and the Israeli President to arrive. The two world leaders will address the group during Trump's first public event in Israel today.
Hey, very good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedeau as we get started with nonstop weather and news all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. And we do start with a story new for you this morning. As we mentioned, President Donald Trump has now arrived in Israel, continuing his first overseas trip as commander-in-chief. While there, he'll focus on trying to broker the ultimate deal, peace between Israelis and Palestinians. Now, President Trump will meet separately with both the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas during his two-day visit to the region.
Speaking in Saudi Arabia yesterday, the president urged Muslim leaders to form a united front against terrorism. The president steered clear of using the words radical Islamic terrorism during the address, words he frequently used on the campaign trail. Dozens of graduates of the University of Notre Dame walked out on Vice President Mike Pence in protest yesterday. As the vice president was being introduced, they stood up and left the ceremony.
Some people booed them, others cheered, but the vice president made no mention of the moment that was happening during his remarks. The walkout was said to be in protest of the Trump administration's stance on immigration and LGBT rights.
Coming up on 6:51, time for weather and traffic on the ones. And we start with meteorologist Lisa Green. You can see the cloudy skies as we start the day.
Yeah, another day where we've got gray weather. We've got some rain chances coming up. I'm hoping we'll get a little sun in between, but more of the same basically from this weekend. Temperatures into the 50s to around 60 degrees for highs in Fargo, high 59 degrees, with a chance for a few showers, especially in the afternoon. Wind strong out of the northwest, gusting into the 20s. For the afternoon hours as well. That'll be picking up throughout the day. So we've got mostly cloudy skies, a few showers here and there. They're very light if we're getting any this morning, but you could see that you might run into a sprinkle or two on your way into work this morning. This is moving from northwest to southeast, rotating around an area of low pressure, and that's just going to hang around the next couple of days, keeping that northwesterly flow, the cooler air, the grayer skies, and the chances for rain coming up in the forecast. 45 degrees in Fargo right now. It's 47 in Grand Forks, only 39 in Fergus Falls. So a day for that jacket once again and the umbrella as we move into the afternoon. Wind not too bad right now. We're only seeing wind speeds up to 14 miles per hour in Langdon, now turning northwesterly. So checking out our afternoon planner, again, scattered to isolated areas of light rain. Temperatures will be coolest up in the northeast, warmest down toward the southwest. We'll be in that, a couple of us into the 60-degree range, but most places spending the day in the 50s with that chance for rain from time to time this afternoon. Let's check out that 7-day planner. Expect temperatures that are going to be into the upper 50s today. Tomorrow, similar temperatures and another round of potentially some light rain swinging through for Tuesday. Lesser chances as that low starts to pull away. And then for Wednesday, we finally get a break. Temperatures start to come up beyond that system. We'll see some low 70s, and we hang on to that milder weather as we move into the holiday weekend. However, still unsettled with chances for some rain into your Memorial Day weekend. Let's check in now with Al.
Police, we're on Interstate 94 right now. We're eastbound, and a guy in a Cadillac or somebody in a Cadillac just completely missed the ramp and is driving on the shoulder. I don't know what in the heck they're doing there, but anyway, I wouldn't want to be them. And you really got to keep your that underlines the point. You got to look out for everybody out here and make sure that that you're paying attention to not only yourself but to them. Traffic out here on the interstate is really quite busy this morning, and I mean busy. Westbound I-94, northbound I-29, pretty darn busy as well. Travel speeds out here 60 to 65 miles an hour. Make sure you're driving extra carefully today. Al, I'm at Valley Today traffic.
Just about to hit 6:53, developing for you this morning. Minnesota lawmakers are racing against the clock today as they try to pass a 2-year, $45 billion state budget. The 2017 legislative session is legally required to adjourn by midnight tonight, and lawmakers work through the night as they try to get their jobs done.
Top leaders say they need agreement on most or all of the bills in order to physically write them, check them for mistakes, and post them online or print them. Republicans are pushing for $660 million in tax cuts and $300 million shifted for road and bridge repairs. But Governor Mark Dayton has previously balked at those numbers. He wants to put the money toward his flagship early childhood education program and boost environmental protection.
Now, last night, the governor and Republican leaders who control the House and Senate said that they are getting close to reaching a deal. Well, as part of the end of session deals, last night the Minnesota House passed its second version of the Omnibus Higher Education Finance and Policy Bill. And State DFL Representative Ben Lean of Moorhead says that legislation underfunds the budgets for state colleges and universities and hits the University of Minnesota as well.
Lean says that pretty much guarantees cuts to programming, cuts to faculty, and tuition increases for students. He says underfunding comes despite a $1.6 billion state budget surplus. People in West Fargo are asking drivers to slow down through their neighborhood where kids are out playing. The trouble is along 19th Avenue West, where the city plans to build some slowing measures, such as roundabouts in the area.
In the meantime, they have put up orange construction posts and crosswalks trying to remind drivers to yield to pedestrians and slow down. But people living in the area say it's not unusual to see cars cruising through as high as 40 miles per hour, well over the posted speed limit. A Minnesota mom is urging people not just to keep records of serial numbers for their electronic devices, but also copies of the memories that are often stored on them. It all comes after she lost the pictures and videos of her 4-year-old daughter when her laptop was stolen and then pawned.
The woman says the laptop ended up at First National Pawn in Fargo and was sold when she was in the process of trying to prove it was hers. The woman says digging up the serial number took some time, and it's a good reminder for people to have those handy. Pawn shop management says they hold items for 17 days, which is longer than what the city ordinance mandates. The trial for an accused murderer starts in Fargo today. Ashley Hunter was arrested for murder after the deaths of 2 men in June of 2015.
In a jailhouse interview with Valley News Live back then, Hunter said that he didn't do it, but a nurse who was treating Hunter after his arrest says he did claim responsibility for the deaths. The trial is expected to last at least a few weeks. 5 minutes ahead of 7 a.m. now, and in our consumer alert this morning, it is graduation season, and soon it will be wedding season. And that means a lot of grads and newlyweds will be relocating. That has a warning out to be careful. Scam artists and imposters will often pretend to be reputable moving companies trying to take advantage of you. Experts recommend that you always be sure to select a certified professional mover if you need any help moving, and be wary of any guaranteed estimates that are offered over the phone or online.
The American Moving and Storage Association urges people to get at least 3 written in-home estimates in order to make an informed decision. Avoid any that are too high or too low. Get all agreements in writing and get copies of everything you sign. From baby kittens to educational camps, there are plenty of new things to do at the Red River Zoo.
The Valley Today's Christy Larson has been live for us there this morning, taking a look at some of the great things that you can enjoy over the summer. Hi, Christy.
Good morning, guys. I love coming here because every time you see something different, the animals are acting different. And we're here with Executive Director Sally Jacobson. So let's remind people why they need to continue to come out to the zoo.
Yeah, the zoo here is really an important thing, and it's really unique to Fargo. We've created something really fantastic here, dedicated to community, conservation, and of course, family fun. Every time you come out to the zoo, you're going to have a really good, unique experience with your family. You're going to have a good time, and you're going to be contributing to global conservation. So it's a win-win.
And let's talk about some of those educational programs you guys have this summer for those kiddos so that they can continue to keep their brains active.
Yeah, we have tons of camps throughout the summer for kids ages 4 all the way up to kids ages 17. So if you just go to our website, you can pick out whichever class you think is going to be the best one for your kiddo. They're going to have a fantastic time, going to be outside and enjoying the weather and learning a little bit about animals.
Like Stanley over here, who is a, remind me what he is.
He is a white-naped crane. There are only about 100 white-naped crane in captivity all over the world, actually, and they're from Asia. So he's part of our captive breeding population. We do have 2 here at the zoo.
And he was very vocal when we first showed up this morning. He was kind of like, what's going on here at 4:30 in the morning? And now he's been a little bit quieter. But don't forget, as Sally mentioned, up on valleynewslive.com, we have a link to our hot button, which you can click on to go to their website, find out more about those different camps that they have. And guys, it's really interesting. We've gotten to see the Paulus cat. We've gotten to see the baby camel. There's so many different things to do.
It is super fun. I was lucky enough to be the 3rd grade field trip chaperone last Thursday, and So I was just there days ago, and they will probably go back in a week or two. Always something new, like you said. Christy Larson reporting live for us. Thank you.
Well, some amazing yet frightening video to show you this morning of a sea lion snatching a child from a dock in Canada. It happened in British Columbia on Saturday in an instant. Check this out. The girl sits down, and that's when the sea lion jumps out of the water, grabs her dress, and pulls her in.
Wow, scary stuff. You can see there a man jumps in and saves the child, though, right away. She appears to be okay and later was able to walk away with an adult. One marine mammal expert says the animal likely thought the girl's dress was a tasty treat. The witness says people were feeding the sea lion breadcrumbs shortly before it grabbed the child. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question, almost 10% of adults say this is the most stressful thing they will do all year.
The answer, planning a vacation. Remember, you can take part in our question of the morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page and joining the conversation all day long.
I want to plan a vacation to get away from this weather. Yeah, we've got more clouds, more rain on the way today, and it shouldn't be too heavy, but enough to be a nuisance and just keep things on the gray side. High 59 degrees in Fargo, a little windy, and again, watch out for those rain showers. Grab that umbrella.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on the Fargo CW.